This is the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show. I'm Kenneth Klein. We're joined now by head women's basketball coach Edsel Hamilton. Coach Hamilton, you had 2 more games against Ozarks and Texas Dallas. Why don't you recap those for us?
Yeah, we started the game pretty well in the Ozarks game, and then they started making some shots, and right there at the end of the first half, we had a 10-point lead out of the first quarter. We were playing great. Hannah was just scoring anytime she had the ball, and then they went on a little run and then hit a 3 at the buzzer going into halftime that cut it to 5, and that kind of deflated us a little bit. And then they came out and we could have had an 8-point lead, and they started the half on a 9-0 run, and we just kind of didn't recover. That's the first time I thought this year that we kind of looked down. And we've had a really tough year with with a lot of losses and things like that. But I think our kids have really played through it really well this year. They've competed. They haven't given up. We've come back from big deficits in a lot of games, and for whatever reason that night, we kind of lost our intensity there when they went on a run and just kind of couldn't recover. And we did a better job on Maltz this time. I think she had 28 the first time we played them, and we did a good job on her of not letting her get loose. But she's really good, and even though she wasn't scoring, she was making plays for them there in the second half. And then they have a freshman, Delaney Stevens, that played really well against us. Rose Robinson played really well against us too. Made a lot of contested shots around the basket. And like I said, we kind of got a little deflated there, and so that was kind of disappointing to see. Saturday I thought we bounced back. We didn't start the game well at all, and Dallas is really good. They've been the best team in the conference this year, and they played really well to start the game. They with the first time we played them, we really came out and jumped on them early, and we were ahead. I think at the end of the first quarter, or down by 2 or 3 or something. We played really well with them, and they got off to a better start against us this time than they had the last time. And I thought we did a decent job defensively in stretches, but there were times where we let them get to the basket too much, and we gave up some offensive rebounds. And Kayla Reinhart was killing us on the boards, and she's a former Division I player, and she's a big guard that was just running in there and being more physical than we were, and going to get the ball. So. And then we actually beat them in the second half. They probably took their foot off the gas a little bit, but we played even with them in the third, and then outscored them in the fourth. And you lose by 17 in a game that you missed 13 free throws in. And again, I don't know why, but we just have a hard time making shots, and that's including free throws. And like I said, we practice them all the time, and then for whatever reason in the game, we just kind of struggle to put them in. We've had some games where we shot free throws really well, and they were throughout the course of the game. It wasn't like just all late that we were missing them. So if we make 10 of those missed free throws, or 9 or something like that, you're talking about a 5-6 point game, and it's a different scenario than when you're down by 20 early, So, the biggest thing out of that game was I was just proud of our kids for not giving up, in the second half, even though we were down by a lot. That was what our goal was coming out of halftime, was like, we want to win the second half, and just see what happens, see if we can make it a game. And so, and again, they're really good. I think they're going to have as good a chance as anybody to win the conference tournament next week, and potentially maybe even make a run in the NCAA tournament. I think they're that good.
Last game of the season this Thursday. You're traveling up to Belhaven. No effect on conference standings, but you definitely want to try to put together something, especially against a team like Belhaven that came and took care of business last time. What's the mindset going in?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's our last game of the season, and we would love to finish on a high note. We've had a lot of downs this year with losing and stuff. We've done a lot of good things too. I think our freshmen have really gotten a chance to play a lot, and they've really developed, and I think they've gotten better over the course of the year. And our other young players too. I mean, we got a roster of 18, and 14 of them are freshmen and sophomores. So those kids have gotten to play a lot. They've gotten a lot of experience, and I think that'll help us going into next year and the year after. So the Belhaven game, like I said, we would really like to finish the season with a win. And we weren't real happy with how the game went the first time we played them. and so we want to get a little bit of redemption from that as well. But at the same time too, like I want to probably try to give everybody a chance to play. Here last game of the season, and like I said, it would be great to finish the season with a win. I always joke about you don't want to be most everybody finishes the season with a loss. If you get the tournament, we lose in conference tournament, you lose in the NCAA tournament. And it's almost like the national champion is the one that finished the season with a win. But, we'd hate to be in this situation, but we could be one of the few people that get to finish the season with a win if we were able to pull it off. So we would really like to do that. And again, for me, it's really more about the effort that we play with and our execution, and are we doing things the right way that's going to carry over into next year.
Now, Coach, when you look back at the season overall, you've had more hits and downs and you've had more success in, but you've seen the progress of the team improve overall. What's the one thing that you take away from this season that you look forward to the future of ETBU basketball?
Well, I've been saying it all year. I think our freshman class is really strong. I think those kids have really improved this year. Hannah's been great for us all year, but she's gotten better as the year's going along as well. Most freshmen, their numbers drop in conference because people start scouting you better. There's a lot more familiarity, and the games are tougher a lot of the time. And her numbers have gone up. As good as they are, they've gone up in conference. And same thing with Brittany Jones and Amanda Wilson, kind of the three freshmen that have gotten to play the most consistently this year. All their numbers have gone up in conference, so they've gotten better as the year's gone on. And I think you could say the same for the other freshmen as well, too. Brittany and Amanda were kind of getting spot minutes early in the year. Amanda had a couple games where she didn't get to play at all. And, down the stretch, she's been probably our most consistent, productive two-way post player. And, Brittany's been our best defensive player this year, and Hannah's been our best offensive player, just kind of consistently. So, and again, I think the other ones that have gotten minutes, Kendall and Laney as post players have really gotten better. Hannah Grandgeorge has gotten better. Our guards as well. Jade's really improved this year. I think Tiante is somebody that we can look at the future. She's been playing with injury this year, but she's a really smart player. Jade's made some big shots. So I'm probably forgetting somebody, but we've still got a couple more that didn't get to play this year that I thought were going to be pretty good for us this year. Shayla Hubbard tore her ACL in the third game of the season, and she was really kind of coming on. I thought she was going to have a really good year for us this year. And then Allie Arnold didn't get to play at all from being hurt this year. So, and MJ Alexander has just done her job and been great in practice, and she's come in and hit some shots for us in some games as well. So, I hope there's 11 of them, so I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. But I just think that group has been really good, and then our sophomores have improved as well. So, we haven't really been able to put the final product together, but I think people that have watched us play, we have spurts where we look really good. Where we pass the ball around, we execute our offense, and we get really good looks, and then don't make them. Or we play great defense for 15, 20 seconds, and then one little mistake is what gives up a bucket or an offensive rebound or something like that. So I think we're close with the things that we've been doing, and like I said, it's not been that we're just getting killed by everybody. We haven't really gotten blown out very many times. We've been competitive in almost every game that we've played. In spite of the losses, we've been there pretty close in a lot of them. So, that's encouraging going into next year. And like I said, just the fact that we knew we were going to take some lumps this year with as young as we were, but our players have gotten to play a lot, and they've gotten to make mistakes in real game scenarios, and so they're not going to be afraid of those moments. And they've been in some tight games where they've had to make big plays and big shots, and so those aren't going to be anything unfamiliar or scary for them over the next couple of years. So, in spite of how poor our record's been this year and how frustrating it's been at times, I still am very excited about the future of our program.
All right, Coach, thanks for talking to us on ETBU Sportsnet.